breathe. As he does, he inhales dirt and spits it quietly out. He must do something. He can't wait any longer. Are the men still there? He can't hear their voices anymore, or the scrape of the shovels. Everything is silent. Maybe they're done. Maybe they're gone. It's time, my sweet. His stiff fingers curl like claws. He becomes a mole now, tunneling in the loose ground. He digs with both hands, inching toward the surface, pushing away the earth where he is buried. It is slow work. He chokes and coughs in the foul air. His whole world is black and dark and cold, and he is oh so tired. His head hurts where the men hit him. He wants to sleep. His mind floats, drifting off like a balloon in the air, dragging him up into the clouds. You must keep going.
But I'm scared,
he tells his mother. I know.
I can't do it.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't. I want it to be over.
Don't give up, my sweet. But it would be so much easier to give up. The work is too hard, the earth too heavy, the surface too far away. If he stops, if he lets the ground win, he can see his mother again. They will walk off together. He will feel her arms around him. If he frees himself, he's still alone, without her. The little mole stops tunneling. His aching fingers rest. Tears leach from his eyes into the blood and dirt caking his skin. The boy sobs. He needs comfort, needs to hear her voice again. Her real voice, not the one in his head.
Mom?
I'm right here, my sweet. 1. Down, down, down came the rain. Lisa Power listened to the hammering thunder on the roof of her pickup truck. The drumbeat had a hypnotic quality. It had been raining for hours, one of those endless fall rains that sucked all the color out of the world and turned your life into a black and white movie. Rebecca. The Ghost and Mrs. Muir. Sunset Boulevard. That was how Lisa felt right now, like a heroine in a sad old story. The drive from Thief River Falls had taken much longer than usual because of the rain, but she was finally home. She pulled her truck inside the detached garage and shut off the engine. She climbed out of the pickup and stood in front of the open garage doorway, where a waterfall overflowed the gutters. Her arms were limp and weak at her sides. Her brown eyes were wide open, and her wet brown hair was pasted to her face. She stared blankly at the rural highway at the end of her long driveway, but there were no headlights to be seen to the north or south. No trains rattled along the railroad tracks that ran parallel to the highway. Beyond the road, flat, empty fields stretched for miles into the night, and the black sky simply flooded rain onto a desolate landscape. At times like this, Lisa felt as if she were the only human being living on the moon. She'd driven for more than an hour and not seen another soul. She tried to find the energy to walk through the rain to her house. She was already drenched, her clothes soaked and muddy. Like a robot, she hiked through the downpour and braced herself against the wind that pushed her around like a doll. She'd forgotten to leave a light on, so her house was dark. The outbuildings around her made faint silhouettes against a black sky. The old barn barely standing upright in the overgrown field, the windowless shed playing music with its metal roof, the writer's cottage looking forlorn in the empty flower garden. Towering spruces dotted the land, bending and swaying in the storm. They shook their branches like a dog spraying water off its fur. Lisa was almost at the white front porch when she heard a whisper.
Mom?
The voice was as clear in her ears as if a child were standing next to her. She froze,